Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss the 2005 version of Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Miranda Otto, Justin Chatwin, and Tim Robbins, and like I said earlier, directed by Steven Spielberg. Now, before I get into this movie, I remember seeing this in a movie theater, and I remember not liking it too much because the characters were just freaking careless, and we'll see if it still remains the same. So let's get into it. The Morgan Freeman narration at the beginning and the end of this movie was pretty unnecessary as an opening and an ending of a movie, especially about aliens, and they don't tell you anything about them. Ray Ferrier, played by Tom Cruise, is a character I don't necessarily like because he seems kind of like a careless father to his son Robbie, played by Justin Chatwin, who I really hated in this movie, and Rachel, played by Dakota Fanning, who I can't stand in this movie, being dropped off by Ray's ex-wife Marianne, played by Miranda Otto, who I know from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I don't like her either. And to be clear, I don't care for any of the characters this time in this movie. Robbie is a character I really hate in this movie because most of the time he acts like a prick to Ray, and he steals Ray's car and drives around without a license or Ray's permission. And he wants to join the military and to kill out the aliens and get Rachel almost killed to death. Like, dude, don't do that. You're careless. Rachel gets on my nerves in this movie because she asks too many questions and squeals way too much in this movie. Like, I had to yell at my TV at one point, "Stop screaming!" Like, my God, Spielberg, don't tell her to scream as much as she did in this movie. So the lightning strikes and the ground starts to break and the alien tripods begin to attack people. That whole sequence, I swear to God, I was shocked that this got away with a PG-13 rating. This honestly should have been an R-rated movie because they shoot the people and they disappear and turn into dust, like, violently. Like, this is not a good idea to give a PG-13 rating at this point. I don't feel as a father Ray should have a gun around his kids, nor should he be panicking in front of them after the events he saw. I feel the guy is so damn nuts, and same with the kids. Like, later on he'll pull it out when they get attacked in the car. Like, the script is making me so angry at this point. So they go to the house, and the ex-wife and her husband Tim's house, and Ray, Robbie, and Rachel sleep in the basement until an airplane hits the house and the entire neighborhood gets destroyed. And there's a great setup at a Universal Studios tour, and it is a great shot. I'll give the movie that. The scene when they get out of the car by force by a mob of people was a very haunting scene. Just the way they shot it shot. Same with the train that's on fire. That's a great shot too, by the way, folks. Also, the way the aliens flip the ship full of people upside down is the last haunting shot I can give for this movie. Robbie wants to go with the soldiers, and Ray tries to stop him until Rachel almost gets taken by a couple. I thought, let go of him and get Rachel, damn it! I was glad Robbie was taken out for the remaining minutes of the movie until we get the end of the movie. God, this movie's pissing me off at this point. We meet a stranger in a basement who's played by an Academy Award winner from Mystic River, Tim Robbins, who the character is a complete psycho and is in the wrong movie at the wrong time. I really did not like that character at all. After we spend time with Tim Robbins and he gets killed, Rachel and Ray get captured by an alien tripod, and Ray has some grenades and throws the tripod up, and then we find out if these aliens don't have germs in their system, they're dead. What the hell? Why didn't they bring that up at the beginning of this movie? Like, good God, the script is a mess. Then Ray drops Rachel at the grandparents in Boston with the ex-wife and Tim and Robbie, who survived the blast earlier, which that didn't satisfy me as much And we get the unnecessary narration by Morgan Freeman. Just, ugh. Stop doing these unnecessary things, Spielberg. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.5 out of 10. There are some shots I liked, but the script is a mess. And I did not care for the characters at all, and the Morgan Freeman narration was not necessary. This movie is not necessary at all to watch. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Ready Player One, and until next time, aliens need germs.